afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Watertown, New York. My name is ChrisStrub. I am the first man to live stream in all 50 U.S. states. Yes, ChrisStrub from TeamStrub.com, the first man to live stream in all 50 U.S. states. I am here in Watertown, New York, a week after speaking at Periscope Summit, aka Summit Live. I got the cool shirt on here, the Periscope Community Summit. And so I wanted to scope today. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to scope about. And I know that I always come on and I talk about my trip, right? I've worked with all these different youth organizations. I worked with all these nonprofits all around the country and tried to tell their stories and yada, yada, yada. But today I wanted to try and do something different. So in this scope, I wanted to ask you, the commenters, the audience, the community, the listeners, the engagers, what nonprofits do you want to see more from on Periscope? What nonprofits? Thank you, Brett. What nonprofits? What's up, the Cater? How are you? Good to see you. So the question today is for you, the commenters, what nonprofit in your community or anywhere would you like to see more on Periscope? What nonprofit tells a tremendous story that you would love to hear more of via live streaming? Oh, you're from Russia. The National Kidney Foundation of Illinois. Okay, Brett, that's a great start. So tell me more about the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois. And while you do that, I will tell you, while I was in Illinois, I worked with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Peoria, Illinois. They call it Heart of Illinois. It was a wonderful organization. Some really great people that worked there. I got to go to a Peoria Chiefs game with some kids there in the middle of the summer, and it was a heck of a lot of fun. What's up, IB the Fish Guy? So I'm asking you guys, the commenters, who would you like to see more of on Periscope? They support research on kidney disease. Yes, very important cause. So some ways that organization could use Periscope. What's up, IB the Fish Guy? So I'm asking today, what nonprofit would you like to see more of on Periscope? You know, everyone has causes that they are passionate about, right? Everyone has a story, and everyone has stories that they gravitate towards in their community. And so the question today is, who would you like to see more of on Periscope? Joe the Fish Guy. Okay, that's a good one too. Well, I will tell you that I would love to see more from Opportunity Village in Las Vegas. Affordable housing. Okay, so you're in Minnesota. So what are some ways that we could talk more about affordable housing on Periscope? They run a very active screening program which offers great opportunity to feature their community. Yes, you know, I think that oftentimes nonprofits think that there are not ways maybe to use these technologies to tell their stories, but I like the land trust movement. Great, that's another great one. Absolutely, on live streaming, right? You know, I think that oftentimes nonprofits might think that there are not appropriate ways to use live streaming to further their causes, but one way that you can do it is don't even shine the camera on what it is that you're doing. You know, a lot of organizations do things where their recipients, their constituents, what's the word I'm looking for? The beneficiaries of their program are not camera ready or not able to be shown on camera. That's perfectly okay. It really is. You know, that you can sit down and you can have an Ask Me Anything with an executive director or a communications director or a social media manager just in their office. You know, that you don't have to necessarily show the people walking through the soup kitchen or the homeless people laying, you know, in their beds around the room or whatever it is. Because there were a lot of organizations last summer, barter networks, great. There were a lot of organizations last summer where I was not able to show what was actually going on at the actual organization. And in those cases, oftentimes it was even more exciting and interesting to hear the stories and to tell the stories, you know, that the storytellers in those organizations are the ones who need to do so even more vividly because they can't demonstrate what's going on in the facility itself. Yes, doctors could tell stories of their experiences. And think of how interesting it would be, if you have the right storyteller in an organization to sit down with the experts and sit down with the people that have been working there for 10 years, 20 years, way before live streaming was around. Don't even think about, oh man, well, we haven't been periscoping for the last 6 months. Think about all of the institutional knowledge that's stored in the minds of those doctors and at those facilities that you can extract with the right storyteller. The tools are there. The opportunity is there for every organization, whether you can show the direct effects of your programming or not. The opportunity is there for everyone. And so I would love to see more organizations that can't show what's going on at their facilities, because they need just as much, if not more, support, because they're not able to vividly show you the kids running through the playground, or those really crazy images and those awesome natural stories. Sometimes the unnatural stories are the ones that are best told by the directors, the communications managers themselves. So, there's a lot of different ways that I know a beautiful person who has worked for the Boys and Girls Club near me for 20 years. Yes, and don't you think the Boys and Girls Club is a great example? Because what they can do is they can show what's going on at the Boys and Girls Club. I did that last summer during Team Strub, and there are hundreds more organizations out there. The Boys and Girls Club is a great one, and there are many, many organizations out there like the Boys and Girls Club that have staff members that have been there for decades, advocating for victims of domestic violence stories and resources. Yes, another very interesting one that we talk about. Maybe those people don't want to go on camera, but certainly there are executive directors and there are call center managers, and there are ways, great for my kids growing up, absolutely. There are ways that the representatives, the staff members of these organizations, even domestic violence, their job is to tell the story. You just need to come up with creative and different ways to tell it. And so if your organization is one where you cannot directly go in and shine a camera on what's going on every day, it's still your responsibility to get the story out there, to raise awareness for volunteerism, to raise awareness for donations, and to get the story out there to the public in creative and innovative fashions. Periscope and live streaming technologies are a great way to do that, and so I encourage every organization out there to think about it and to consider ways to tell your story using live streaming, using Periscope, Blab, Meerkat, Mevi, whatever the technology is. It's not the technology that matters, it's your story. Your story is what will persevere, and I am here on Periscope to encourage every organization out there to try their best to tell their stories. And if there's any way that I can help you or encourage you to get out there, please send me a tweet, Snapchat, Instagram, add me on Facebook, facebook.com/teamstrub. Check out teamstrub.com and get my book, 50 States, 100 Days. The book is available now at teamstrub.com. You can also go back on periscopesummitlive.com and rewatch my passionate speech about this exact issue at Periscope Community, periscopesummitlive.com. Am I doing another tour? I certainly don't have one planned. I don't think so at the moment. This will get my ideas going. Thanks. You're welcome. And if there's anything else I can do, just send me a tweet. Follow up. I'll be on Periscope again later today, probably, or tomorrow, whenever it is, and we'll chat more. But for now,